Hello, friends, and welcome to the show, Your Real Estate Today. We're so glad that you are with us. And today we're going to do a mini show. We got 30 minutes today instead of 60. So we're going to press a lot in a very short period of time. I got Sandy Dickinson with Cross Country Mortgage with me. And then coming up, Marty Ivy with Ivy Exterminating. We're excited to be talking with them about what is going on in our market, and so much to do, so much to talk about. So here we go. What did I learn this week? Well, we're going to take a different path today, Sandy. So we have been told no so much lately. In the housing market, they call it emotional whiplash. Surprised by that? With consumer confidence at an all-time low, jobs being displaced at all levels of our society over the vaccine, we're headed for a very divisive, angry future if we don't change. I've actually decided personally to try to show more grace as much as possible. I'm going to start in traffic and continue to try to show that same grace in life and in business. So, we were talking this morning in our sales meeting. Does this have anything to do with real estate? No, it kind of. Okay. When you let somebody into traffic, the very least they can do is wave. If they don't wave, I get mad. I'm like, hey, you out there, if folks out there, come on now, be truthful. You let somebody in and they don't wave, they just keep talking on their phone like, I deserve to be here.
They're entitled.
They're entitled. That's exactly right. So I'm going to stop getting mad and going, Russian, they shouldn't have let you in. I'm going to be patient. Maybe. All right. But it's funny today, and this is really the truth. One of my agents, Mike, said, it feels like that if people are not 100% satisfied every second, you're Satan. If you can't satisfy somebody 100% of every moment, you're Satan. You're not worth a thing. And right now, today, that couldn't be more true. And our industry during COVID has brought a ton of new agents to the marketplace. Since education to get your license went remote, many during the pandemic got their license and are practicing with no practical experience. I'm trying my best to be patient, but I can't be an advocate for both sides. So to all the new agents out there, here is what the patient side of Paul says to you. Get a mentor. Go out there and find a person who can help you. This business is technical, but there's also things that only experience can teach. If you don't have experience in, then leverage it off of somebody else. It's critical. You owe it to your clients. So, new agents, you're about to get a new dose of patience, but be careful. Don't push it too far, because I only got so much of it. I had more hair before COVID, didn't I, Sandy? I actually had like 3 or 4 more hairs than I have right now. But I do
more hair, more patience.
I do need to show more patience, and I'm going to work on that. And it really does, as we look at our real estate market, it does play into what's going on today. If you want to sell, then have the patience to prepare the home and get it ready, because there's a buyer for you. If you want to buy, you're going to experience a little bit of whiplash. You're going to have some disappointments in buying a new home. But if you work with somebody that has experience and have a mentor out there to help you, then you're going to be able to get to, as they say, get to the goal much, much faster. So patience is what I'm learning this week. And so far, I made it here from my office in Matthews without honking at anybody. That's pretty good, I think. So Sandy, was that an absolute waste of time?
No, I think you're right. I think we do all need to show more grace. I will do it, maybe not in traffic, but somewhere.
Yeah. Well, give us a mortgage update, Sandy.
Okay, so recently we've had a Fed shakeup. The Dallas head, Robert Kaplan, and the Bank of Boston head, Eric Rosengren, have both resigned. One stated they had health issues. One said they were distracted. Not surprising, as they were about to have to undergo some tough questioning about their controversial trading of securities. So both are hawkish, meaning that they both believe that raising interest rates curb inflation. So our question is, what will their replacements believe? And will it change a shift or make a shift in Fed policy? It could also hinder Jerome Powell's reappointment that will be coming up. So what I can say now is rates have increased a little bit, but it's still a terrific time to buy, a terrific time to sell. And we'll just wait on the sidelines and see what happens with these characters.
Well, I mean, I guess we need some patience.
Yes.
Okay.
Patience.
But when it comes to refinancing or buying, don't be too patient.
That's right, because rates are going up.
Is that what's called talking out of both sides of your mouth?
I believe I just did that.
Okay, just checking. What's the old expression? Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm schizophrenic and so am I.
Right.
Hey, Sandy, on another note, investors right now need to pay some special attention. And knowing you're a real estate investor, do you know rental rates are up 9.7% this year? And if you're not raising your rent, you're losing potential income, Sandy.
That's correct.
And your taxes have gone up, your costs have gone up, repairs have gone up, utilities have gone up, insurance has gone up. Why are you not raising your rent?
Oh my gosh, I meant to do that this week.
Look, if you want to know what your rent should be, talk to a realtor who understands how to set up rental prices. As you all know, Zillow is a great tool, gives you some basis for parameters around things, but it really is not as accurate as it is an algorithm. So there are influential factors in how to establish rent, Sandy, and that is days on market, for how long it takes to occupy a property based on also the time of year. So make adjustments based on those two things and raise the rent. What do you think about that?
I think I better get on it.
People are asking me all the time, why should I be buying investment property right now? Realize, folks, that right now there is a huge shortage of available rental property. But why? Because these people who can't buy houses are looking for a place to live, right? But when they're ready to buy a house, Sandy, how do they call you?
They call my mobile, 704-577-0144.
704-577-0144, Sandy Dickinson at Cross Country Mortgage. We've got a lot more to go today in the show, so thank you for being with us today, and we look forward to sharing with you. I've got Marty and Sam Ivy coming up with Ivy Exterminating, and when they're here, it's always a surprise. So we look forward to it. We'll be right back to show you real estate today here on News Talk 1110 99.3 WBT. Welcome back to the Show You Real Estate Today. Hey, Paul Jameson, your host. So glad you're with us here from the Jameson Companies. That's Realty, Property Management, Property Investments. Here with the one, the only, Marty Ivy and Sam Ivy with Ivy Exterminating. And, you know, as promised in the first segment, we are, it's been a great show. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
TJ's laughing at me too.
Yeah.
TJ's my friend and producer. He's put up with me for probably longer than he'd like to, but hey, they gave him a raise. So good. I got to bring him some food. All right. So, guys, mosquitoes, you guys were at the house today. And
Yes.
I'm like doing another mosquito treatment at my house. And, you know, you'd think we're through the mosquito season, right? We're done, right? We're done.
No, we're going to be in mosquito season until we get a hard frost.
Okay.
You know, this is the time of year that I absolutely think is the best. The outside humidity's down. The temperatures are tempered to the fact that it's enjoyable to be outside. It's the southern living at its best right now. But the problem is we've had a lot of hot, humid weather this year, wet weather. It's been excellent conditions for mosquitoes, and the mosquitoes are still going to be out here, and they're at a vengeance right now because they know that winter's coming, and they're wanting to get those eggs laid for next year. So when the weather pops, it can start to cycle over. And yeah, we just don't get hard enough winters here to kill the mosquitoes off the way that a lot of the northern states do. But we're going to have, I expect probably till after Thanksgiving, maybe closer to Christmas before the mosquito population dies down. It's going to take a hard frost, especially if you're along water areas where you've got water levels that rise and fall. You get little pockets of water and just excellent conditions that are conducive for mosquito infestations to flourish and survive.
Yeah. You know, Marty, right now, what's so interesting is it feels like there was these waves, like in early summer when we were talking about mosquitoes, flies, spiders. We went through an initial wave and then it kind of calmed down.
Right.
Now I feel like they're all like had a meeting and said, let's go to Paul's house.
Well,
and hang out.
It's just not the mosquitoes, Paul. It's all of the insects. They know they're coming after cycles, so they become very, very aggressive for that next generation, let's say. And we see it a lot. We get a lot of calls this time of year where people have left their windows or their doors open, and all of a sudden they've got this huge infestation of insects on the inside of the house, from everything from wasps. Brown wasps are especially bad right now, or other insects like box elder bugs. We get calls from box elder bugs and stink bugs also. And
I saw stink bugs yesterday. I hadn't seen them for months.
They start to invade. They know the weather's changing, and they're going to try to come into a more stabilized environment where they can survive. And it's just fascinating. I've seen brown wasps come in by the hundreds inside of windows that were open and start building a nest right inside of a window on a drape, just because the weather was more tempered inside the house.
What are they eating?
Other insects. They're beneficial. All wasps, yellow jackets are beneficial. They eat other insects. It's interesting to watch them. Yellow jackets right now are on a vengeance. We just get constant calls about them. And they said, well, I just cut my grass last week and now they're there. And they can build an infestation in just no time. I mean, it seems like it's overnight. They can cut a hole in the ground and build an infestation. It's fascinating. I was out on the house the other day and they'd cut the vegetation back so they wouldn't deflect their flight pattern coming in and out of the vegetation where they had made a nest in. And it's interesting. Yeah, they cut a big hole out of the shrub, and so it wouldn't impede their flight pattern. And you know, they are very crafty about areas to build their nest to where they can get direct sun, or they're protected from the environment. It's fascinating to see what they do. They're very crafty at what they do. But It's the time of year, and they're on a vengeance. They know, and the problem with the stinging insects or the biting insect, they know that they're at the end of their cycle, and they want to take somebody with them. Yellow jackets and brown wasps are very aggressive right now, very aggressive. So you don't need to get into their flight pattern because they're probably going to nail you.
I mean,
Who knew?
Marty, why? I mean, in the beginning of the show, we talked about grace. So, we're trying to show more grace and more patience, right?
Yes.
So
I got plenty. They don't. I got plenty.
As long as you
they
got
don't.
your insecticide stuff you're spraying them with, you got plenty.
Yeah. Well, the issue that you get into is especially with the stinging insects, wasp and yellow jackets or hornets. We had a lot of calls on hornets also. Is the fact that when you agitate them, they emit a pheromone that agitates the whole clan. And and that's what causes them to come out and sting you, is when you agitate them or they detect a vibration, they emit a pheromone within their system, their social system, and they get aggravated and they come at you with a vengeance.
I'm going to agitate them if they try to bite me, sting me. I'm
Listen,
oh, wait a minute. Patience. Sorry.
Yeah, patience.
Patience.
Yeah.
Patience.
But if you I'm accustomed to messing with them or handling them, but if you stay calm and don't let your anxiety, they will typically not jump all over you.
And mosquito too?
Mosquitoes too.
What do you? What?
Who knew? Who knew?
So if I sit there calmly while I'm getting adorned by mosquitoes, they're not going to.
Mosquito's going to bite you, but
yeah,
yellow jacket or something like that.
They're
a mosquito bites you out without all that high alcohol content from that wine. They're going to fall over.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The Welch's. That's it. Yeah. The Welch's. The Welch's ferments after a while. Yeah, you got to have the Welch's.
They're going to get up and do river dance on your table.
Oh, you are so Marty.
Yeah.
Sam, smack him for me.
Nope.
I swear. So one more question. Ticks.
Ticks.
Are the ticks gone?
Nope.
Can the ticks spread COVID?
No. Not that I'm aware of. They will not.
Did the CDC declare a tick had to wear a mask?
Well, they got shot. They got the jab.
They got the shot. They got the jab.
They got the jab.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the ticks. This is time of year people get out in the gardens and work. But what ticks typically do is they hang from overlying branches and trees, and they hang by their hind legs and wait on the host animal to come along and just drop off on them. And we see a lot of. I just saw something on Facebook yesterday where somebody went out in the yard. They picked like 40 ticks off of them.
Wow.
Yeah. But mosquito treatments will dial the tick infestations back.
Good. I like that. Because you're at my house right now.
Yes.
And that's no joke. He really is. They're at my house right now. It's not Marty, obviously, or Sam. No. One of your guys is over there.
My twin.
Yeah. Well, in the remaining minute that we have right now, if somebody wants to come out and have you look around the house to see how they can stop the intruders, how are they going to do it?
They give us a call at 704-334-1616 or can reach us on the web at bugivy.com. Woo! I'm going to get me some bugs.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, they've been at my house a lot lately, and boy, can you tell the difference. I'm sure pleased to have you all there.
Good.
If you need us, if you're interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate, 846-DONE, 846-3663, or on the web at myjamesonhomes.com. God bless. Enjoy your Saturday. We'll talk to you next week. The show, Your Real Estate Today, here on News Talk 1110 99.3 WBT.